It's been a little while since I looked in on the Mr. Beast drama since we did the Chris Tyson thread. I wonder how DogPack404's coverage on the topic is going.
I was also going to come out about the Chris stuff probably in part 2 or 3. Because I see a lot of people saying, like, oh, if you knew, why didn't you come forward? Why didn't you go to the authorities? Well, I was going to come forward.
Okay, well, that doesn't seem like it's been much of a priority for you, because when I went and asked Chris Tyson's mods about this, not only did they have no idea who you were before any of this happened, apparently you still haven't been in contact with them? It's kind of interesting. Let's talk about who Dogpack is, shall we?
I'm a former Mr. Beast employee. And
Okay, well that does indeed seem to be true, though we should probably get into this. A recent Daily Mail article came out. The ex-staffer used an alias to accuse Mr. Beast, 26, of rigging his massive cash giveaways and knowingly hiring a sex offender. YouTube's biggest star has not commented on the claims, but a cease and desist letter penned by celebrity attorney Alex Spiro outs the critic as Dawson French and accuses him of posting misinformation and false statements. The full missive, obtained exclusively by DailyMail.com from a company insider, goes on to threaten legal action and a demand for damages if French continues to post unlawful commentary under the moniker Mr. Beast Creative and DogPack404. When reached for comment via email, French told DailyMail.com, Mr. Beast has knowingly kept rapists and pedophiles on payroll, allegedly for legal reasons, although I think some of them were convicted. Now, you may be wondering, they mentioned a missive. Does that mean they have the full cease and desist? Yes, it does. And I am so happy to share this with you because some of the stuff in it is incredible, actually. So firstly, without going through the whole rigmarole of reading it, we'll have this whole thing up in our Twitter thread. This is, I think, pretty legitimate. It seems to match up with the previous tweets put out with stuff redacted from Dogpack. But what's really interesting, I think personally, is comments about the exit he took from Mr. Beast. You have no understanding of the inner workings of Mr. Beast, given that you were only spent 3 weeks at the company on a trial basis before you were fired for conduct even you have characterized as inappropriate. You did not make it to the end of your 90-day trial period without repeatedly ignoring your supervisor and then attempting to secretly spend company resources on something you described as a toy. During your brief period at Mr. Beast, you sought to attribute your inappropriate conduct to programming from being raised with access to an iPad and bad mental health. But there is no excuse for acknowledging the terms of your agreement while simultaneously going out of your way to violate them. Now I know that the fact that Dogpack only worked for Mr. Beast for 3 weeks is going to come as a surprise to some of you. And honestly, I don't blame you, because the timeline he presents, for example in his Reddit AMA, I was working a bit with him in February, trial period in March, and then 90-day contract from April the 1st to end of June, seems to be suggesting a much longer period of time of employment. But the legal documents themselves seem to paint a much clearer timeline. As we can see on the first page of the cease and desist, your confidentiality and non-disclosure agreement with Mr. Beast dated March 25th, 2024, the NDA agreement, basically suggests that that's the time period you started, right? I doubt very much that you're going to be doing much insider work with Mr. Beast before you've signed the NDA. That seems pretty wild as a claim. However, that does match up with the claim of I began that work in March. When we get to the next paragraph of the second page, on your last day at Mr. Beast in April, suggesting that you actually didn't make it through that trial period. Now, this is a bit of clever word games here by Dogpack, because it seems he was hired for that 90-day provisional period. Just didn't make it through it. Is this really your boy? Come on! And speaking of that next paragraph, by the way, on your last day at Mr. Beast in April, the day you were fired, you pleaded for your job back, insisting Mr. Beast was the place you wanted to work. You asked for a second chance for your trial period, and you asked to later reapply to the company. You even sought advice on how to be successful if you were to apply for Mr. Beast again in the future. Unlike the narratives you spun to cast yourself as the victim when being terminated for conduct that at a minimum demonstrates a lack of judgment, Your communicated desire to be part of MrBeast remained unchanged over the course of the nearly hour-long meeting. That is because the information you were exposed to during your trial period at MrBeast confirmed that it is a great company and a great place to work. Okay. Your more recent social media posts occurring at a time when you would have had no new information or insight from inside MrBeast. Instead of speaking about the positive experience you had at MrBeast that apparently caused you to desperately want to return to the company, your posts contain misinformation and false statements designed to harm MrBeast and Jimmy Donaldson. What are we dealing with here? Is this just an angry, disgruntled former employee? Yes, that's exactly what this is. But, okay, there's layers to this. To get into them, I think I have to talk about his alt account. His alt account is that 5head guy, and we can see this in one of his posts. I was verbally against the unethical business practices. I even discussed them in my job application, which you can watch on my alt account if you want, that 5head guy. Now, that 5head guy is an interesting little account. I'm actually kind of surprised more people haven't talked about this. For one thing, it does answer questions as to probably why DogPack was hired in the first place. So if we go down here, pitching ideas until something happens, day 10 pitch video, and just have a quick look-see at what he was throwing out there into the subreddit to try and gain a little attention.
Today, we're going to be begging for a job in the MrBeast subreddit. Today, I wanted to do a video showing my process.
We can see that he was, shall we say, a little desperate for attention. This actually did apparently work, though. Final day. Hey guys, I've been on a long journey. Not really, I was prepared to go until day 1000, but I am happy to announce that I am in talks with the Beast team. I'm not sure what happens from here, but I am going to shift my focus into learning as much as I can from them, and hopefully make something out of this opportunity. I couldn't have done this without the support from this wonderful subreddit, so thank you. Goodbye for now. So, clearly what we have here is a MrBeast superfan. Excited to finally work with his idol, to finally crack into the industry. God, what could be better? Well, I mean, other than working for XQC, which he also tried to do using exactly the same methods. On the same account, by the way. And while these posts have been deleted, we've managed to dig through and actually grab some of these archived. So just to give you a little taster of some of these, we've got some more merch ideas. Surely X won't scroll past it this time. XCQL. That's from March 29th, 2023. YoX, I'm an LA juicer. I've worked on influencer merch for Zoomies. Just tell me what you want. I can send you designs to review with chat. It could be good intro content, so working on merch doesn't take away from the stream. I can also help with supplies, website, and possibly getting into retail if you want. This didn't fully go well, by the way. He basically kind of just gets banned. And goes on the whole tirade about AI. Actually, there's some similarities there to a post he made in the MrBeast subreddit about that, funnily enough. At least he's consistent. And then we get to some of his comments about XQC's designer. And this post, I think, is a lovely way to paint himself. I'm not sure it'd be the wording or verbiage I'd use, but I'm clearly not on the level DogPack404 is. Sorry for going schizo again, but mods deleted my post before most people could see it. And X is still in denial. Yes, I'm jealous. Yes, I'm balding at 22. Yes, I get no bitches. Mediocre XQC merch designs are all I have, Pepe hands. I don't think it's X's fault if he didn't know his designer was yoinking, but I don't understand going so far to defend him unless the designer was up front. At this point, X should just go on the mid-journey with chat and make the art himself. That's all. Sorry for posting again, but wanted to get this out there. Mods, please don't delete. I think this is fair criticism, and I send no hate to any designers. Since I don't know if they were upfront with X or not, but secretly yoinking is cringe. I'm sorry, Jimmy. You just weren't DogPack's first pick, bro. Perhaps more damning, though, would be if DogPack himself on this Reddit account had posted things that might undermine his narrative a little bit. You see, Dogpack is making claims that during his time at MrBeast, he learned things about the inner working of the company, which he found concerning. But on February the 17th, 2024, I'm gonna be honest, advertising a sweepstakes without a no purchase necessary clause is sketchy. No shit, but you can still comply with regulations. He's opening himself up to criticism down the line. Hershey's could respond by saying he has to promote gambling to children and bribe people to eat his chocolate. And that's not a one-off, by the way. In fact, it seems like most, if not all, of Dogpack's claims were made before he worked for MrBeast. For example, he made allegations against Team C's back in December of 2023. And to be clear, his opinion of the company and Jimmy himself doesn't seem exactly, positive. For example, in January of 2023, around the time when he's seeking employment with them, what is a MrBeast related opinion that will make you go like this? I think his company is full of non-creative leeches. I'm sure your future co-workers would have been very happy to hear that. Had a wild dream for an original video idea. Great idea, but MrBeast should also compete. I think it would be a humbling experience. It probably shouldn't come as a surprise either that his claims towards the MrBeast video making process being fake wasn't new. It was, again, talked about in December and further expanded upon around 6 months ago. I mean, Dogpack himself seems to have actually had a very poor opinion of the company. Back in February, he accused MrBeast of the same sort of lottery sweepstakes stuff that would be considered illegal. And these are fairly strong claims for a place that you apparently want to be working, or if we're going by Dogpack's original claims, were working with at the time. I also think it's kind of interesting he talks about safety measures at MrBeast. It's referencing some of the other vlog/challenge YouTubers around this period. But there is another post where he suggests there are 0 records of orangutans ever killing people. Trained orangutans have been in movies for hundreds of years. Downvote me all you want. I'm right, it can be done safely. Dogpack, I don't know whether this is serious or not, but I don't know why you're suggesting, while trying to get hired by MrBeast, using orangutans in videos. I mean, the subreddit did downvote him, and and also questioned his sanity, unsurprisingly. I mean, regardless, the fact that he is questioning everything from MrBeast's use of CGI, and in this one, why are the comment section so heavily moderated? The challenge basically induces Stockholm Syndrome, where you're forced to be in with a person in a mentally exhausting environment. Would be easy for one contestant to take advantage of the other. Dude, what the fuck? Okay, well, at least we know why why a certain contestant was interested in talking to him. I don't know what's happened behind the scenes. I hope you would make it safe for everyone. I'm just saying the premise of trapping 2 strangers together in hopes they'll fall in love for a YouTube video is ethically questionable. This is December. And finally, obviously, a comment on influencer products, which for somebody who's trying to get work designing merch and, talking about analytics and things, seems like a weird thing to attack. Meh, influencer businesses are especially bad. The products are always garbage. Name one influencer product that would be successful without the influencer. And that's 9 months ago. So clearly, Dogpack was questioning these things before he ever worked at the company. In fact, during a period where he was trying to get employment with them. Now at this point, you're probably thinking, hey, this seems completely insane. This seems like the sort of thing that, I don't know, a drugged up Uber driver would do. Funny story. So, if we go into the DMT subreddit, we can find a post asking, been sitting in my hot car for months, Lamau, recoverable or trash? And before you think, hey, that's probably just a joke, I mean, that's a bit of a commitment to the bit. There's also this on r/stories. I think I died. Dude, when I read this, it reminded me exactly of my first shallow DMT experience. Shallow meaning I didn't go to hyperspace and interact with alien beings of unfathomable intelligence that spoke with light rather more of the in-between space. Thanks, dude. Very informative. And also on Sunshine State Shrooms, Are any of these anything? I know very little about foraging. These were just very common on the local trail, so would have been cool if they were cubes or something. We also have 2 posts from r/Uber driving, changing states, requirements, how long wait period. I just moved from Phoenix to Austin 5 days ago, went to automated support chat, I want to drive it in a new city, Austin, and I was instantly able to go online without uploading any documents. And also a further question about driving with spouse. There was a post yesterday about Uber drivers picking up passengers with their spouses in the car. This is something I've never thought to do as it seems extremely inappropriate, but I saw a couple comments about it being okay to do for Uber X shared rides. Well, the obvious question is, has DogPack said anything else more recent that's, completely unhinged? Well, if we go to the cease and desist response and update thread, you can see DogPack talking about some of the work Mr. Beast's done, what he originally wanted to expose. He talks a lot about, microplastics, pollution, stuff like that. But if we get nearer the bottom, you'll notice that there are some deleted posts. That's interesting. I wonder what those said. So, if we go to the Internet Archive, we can see it was about microplastics, EDCs, and the woke agenda, apparently. That's, like, I get people can post crazy things on X, but is this really the sort of thing that you're meant to be putting in your Mr. Beast update thread? The other deleted post was just something about EDCs and animals and fertility rates. There is also a comment that got deleted somewhere along the lines, arguing with some random person. I mean, when we go down to the bottom. Anyway, this was kind of an unstructured rant, probably full of spelling mistakes. I wrote this while high on meth. I believe you. But I wanted to address how Team C's was a complete joke, explain the scale of plastic pollution and why it's such a big issue, and also a potential solution. Also, yeah, part 2 is going in a different direction, but when it comes out, Mr. Beast is 100% done. That aged, poorly. Oh, also, I nearly forgot. If you're wondering about that woke mind virus thing, or potentially like what sort of sources DogPack's prepared to use, here is him uncritically posting Prism's video as evidence on Reddit. Yeah, birds of a feather. Okay, so look, this was meant to be a fairly quick little video just to accompany the thread, but oh god, there's so much here. I mean, I'm not even sure whether I can capture anything, even if I did this as a video essay. Let's be clear, I'm not very good at those anyway. But between posting things like, I've been in the industry 12 years, let me tell you a little secret. I mean, aren't you like 22? How are you in the industry for like, what, when you were 10? What the fuck are you talking about, bro? To the fact that also, and I swear, this is like a whole nother thing, and I'm really not sure how to seriously take this, but DogPack also posted about Mr. Beast being part of a satanic conspiracy on Reddit. I'm not a Christian, but something about the Book of Revelation, Jimmy bought a church and converted it into a studio, literally removing imagery of Jesus and replacing it with the mark of the beast. I mean, this does have a theme and like through line. He also includes the biblical beast stuff within his Google document. But look, I want to be careful because I do think that some of the things that DogPack brings up are things that we can legitimately discuss. And while, I'll be honest with you, I'm much more interested in Mr. Beast the person than Mr. Beast the company. And my focus has largely been around Chris Tyson, the mods, who I'm still in contact with and I know are still looking at things. So I might have some of that stuff in the future. The thing with DogPack is it feels like this is becoming a recurring theme, whether it's Jake the Viking saying that Jimmy knew, and it turns out that the person Jimmy knew about was your brother, or whether it's this chick with a failing cake channel who got screwed on a hide-and-seek game, and apparently that's the end of the fucking world. We need to start really looking at our sources, because DogPack, as somebody you are holding up, having tried to clout shark his way in on a subreddit, something, that he's repeated. This wasn't like his first gambit. He did this with XQC. And beforehand was posting multiple allegations or at least talking shit about the company. The point is, he has a clear bias ahead of everything else. This isn't somebody who just came in, saw some issues and was like, oh wow, I have to talk about this. There are angles here. There's angles to everything. People have incentives. There's nothing wrong with that. You can have an axe to grind and still be right. But since his last video, the cracks are beginning to show in DogPack. And when you've got the face of a story that's been propped up, well, those cracks are how you pull that story apart. And for the people out there, and I consider myself one of them, who actually care about what the hell is going on with the MrBeast channel, with Chris Tyson, with the people surrounding him, and God, there is not just one or two, and it's not just people in the executive class of that business. We need to be actually kind of careful about where our focus is and where our priorities are. And if you just want to hit things with a hammer, that's fine. My opinion is you need a scalpel. I'm going to continue looking at this now. I think it's re-engaged me a little bit. I got rent to pay. But as for DogPack and his videos, I don't know what you're all expecting, because this is exactly what it was always going to be from somebody like this. I've been Beckett, this is Cope and Seethe.